What could have killed Martin like that? He was strong, a better marksman than all of us. Why would he put down his rifle? Was it even an animal? What do you mean? Something supernatural? Whatever it was, let's leave. Why are we still here? Not until we hunt it down and take revenge for our friend. Is someone listening to us? Someone, something, is watching us. Caretaker needed for housekeeping and personal care from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. for $10 a day. Call now. That's like $4 more than most people make. Is this serious? Hi, I saw your advertisement on the newspaper for a caretaker. I would like to take the job. Arrive to the address tomorrow at 5 p.m. Hold on, may I have your name? Got the line? Stephen Wilson is a college student, barely managing to afford his tuition and totally in need for some extra cash to maintain everything else. And getting this opportunity for quick money, Stephen couldn't put it down. The next day, though it was awfully difficult, taking the bus, and then walking the rest of the way, he finally found the address at the far end of town, practically tucked in the woods. The house was large and obviously belonged to someone quite rich. Who lives out here? Well, perhaps that's why he needs a caretaker. Within a while, a middle-aged man opened the door. He seemed unwell. Hello, I'm Stephen Wilson. We spoke over the phone yesterday for the job. Come in. The man seemed quite rude and very unfriendly, but if the deal was genuine, Stephen didn't mind. It was only a matter of a couple hours every day. Stepping inside, Stephen looked around at the strange decor. The man seemed to have a hobby of hunting. There were rifles, swords, and many animal heads on the walls. The man took out a piece of paper and handed him. Stephen read what looked like a list of to-dos. I'm an author. I write. As you can see, my life is a little eccentric. I sleep all day and I write at night, from 10 p.m. up until morning. We'll come here at exactly 5 p.m., maintain the house. I cook my own food. You have to buy the groceries, pick up my medicine, my mail, cash my checks from the bank, pay the bills, and do not bother me at any given time. And you're strictly not allowed to bring anyone into the house. You'll get your pay at the end of every week. Got it. When do I start working? Now. There's money in the envelope. The keys are on the table. And there's a motorbike in the garage. You can use it. In fact, you can keep it parked at the coffee shop of Mr. Hamilton overnight. He knows me. Then you won't have to walk home every night. Every day I'll leave a list on the table for you to do. With that, Mr. Dawson went into his room and locked the door. What a strange man. Stephen was quick to realize he would have to find his way around the house and the neighborhood himself. He looked at the list: steak, potatoes, and bread. Pick up medicine at BI Pharmacy at 6 p.m. The skies were getting dark with the set of evening. Stephen locked up the house and made his way to the back. Conveniently finding the motorbike, he headed to the marketplace about 20 minutes away. What a place, dark at 3 p.m. and a 3-hour-long twilight. Stephen reached back home at around 7 p.m. As he entered the gates, he was surprised to notice someone out here. It was a young woman walking her dog. A scary dog. She's beautiful. Should I talk to her? What if the dog attacks? Leave it. Stephen quickly headed inside. The house was silent. It didn't seem Mr. Dawson left his room all this time. Stephen unpacked the groceries, completed the other tasks, and left around 10 p.m. And the next day, he was set up for the same routine with a new list of tasks. As he left the house around 6 p.m. to grab items for dinner, he noticed the same young woman and her dog. As he was about to cross the road, he noticed her walking towards him. "Hi." "Hey," Stephen said, staring at the dog. "Don't worry, he's not going to attack. Pretty scary dog. That's actually why I take him out to walk out here. People get scared. I'm Evelyn." "Stephen. I've never seen you before. Are you from out of town?" "I'm Mr. Edwards' new housekeeper." "Oh, you were going somewhere?" "Yeah, to the groceries." "I was headed the same way." "Mind to go together?" "Sure." That trip to the grocery store turned out more fun than Stephen could imagine. Evelyn was beautiful, and she was interesting, and Stephen liked her. As the days passed, Stephen actually looked forward to coming to work here, just so he could spend time with her. "You know, every time I pass by here, I notice this house. It's so creepy. Out of nowhere. It always made me curious who lived out here. Mr. Dawson, he's a very secretive man. Doesn't like to be bothered in the least bit. How is it like living out here? As for the house, it's just how it looks. Creepy. Can I see inside?" Stephen looked at the house. "Do not bring anyone into the house." "Sure, but you can't take the dog inside." "All right." Stephen watched bewildered as Evelyn unleashed her dog, and it ran off into the woods. "You let him off like that?" "He'll be fine. He knows his way." Stephen tried to stay as quiet as he could as he brought her inside. as he brought her inside. "Are you sure it's all right?" "Yeah, just stay a little quiet. Mr. Dawson doesn't like company." Entering the house, Evelyn looked around at the decor. Wow, these look like antiques, like they're from 100 years ago. Fancies of the rich folk. Stephen poured out a cup of tea and offered Evelyn. "Tea? Nice." As Evelyn and Stephen got relaxing, Stephen suddenly heard Mr. Dawson's door creak open. "Shoot, you have to get out of here." "Stephen?" Stephen's heart raced as he heard Mr. Dawson walk towards the kitchen. He quickly opened the back door and ushered Evelyn. "Hurry, this way." Fortunately, Evelyn was able to leave in time. "I'll see you tomorrow." What was that noise? Nothing. Was just making a cup of tea for myself. Who were you talking to? No one. Did you get what I told you? Yes. Fortunately, Stephen didn't get caught that night. But from then on, he tried to stay a bit more careful. He was really starting to like Evelyn, and he wanted to ask her out. But he didn't even have the money to buy her a gift. So Stephen thought he asked Mr. Dawson for his payment early. "I thought I told you not to bother." "I'm sorry, Mr. Dawson, but is it possible to get this week's pay early?" "No. You will get the payment at the end of the week, as I said. But do not disturb." Now what am I going to do? Spotting the envelope Mr. Dawson had left to buy his groceries and medicine, Stephen got an idea. Maybe he could save the money and keep it for himself. So for the next few weeks, Stephen began buying cheaper items and saving wherever he could from the budget. And finally, he decided to buy a necklace. That evening, Stephen was really nervous and was looking forward to meeting Evelyn. But unfortunately, she didn't show up. In fact, she didn't show up for the next few days. He didn't know where she lived or what was her full name. How do I find her? So he tried to inquire about her. "Mr. Hamilton, have you seen this girl, Evelyn? She walks her dog around every evening. Really beautiful." "My boy, there are many beautiful girls in this small town." But his inquiries were unsuccessful. With a heavy heart, Stephen continued his work, hoping she would show up. One of these days, he arrived to Mr. Dawson's a little late. He unlocked the door, left his jacket, and looked on the table for the list. But there was no list. As he passed by Mr. Dawson's room, he noticed the door was slightly open. The lights were off. Stephen creaked the door open, calling Mr. Dawson. "Mr. Dawson?" There was no reply. But the minute Stephen completely opened the door, he froze. Mr. Dawson lay dead in a horrible condition. How did this happen? Stephen stared at the corpse in horror. But suddenly, he heard a noise behind him. He turned to see someone. Who's there?
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.